Hey guys, it's Crew. Hey, so we're going to be putting together a series for you on Farm Sim 25. Basically, like a how-to. So I don't want to go into uber detail. If you're new to the game, there's some things you have to do, and I'm going to take you through getting it set up. So first thing, choose the empty slot. Go in, choose your map. Okay? I recommend if you're starting off brand new, play Riverbend Springs, new farmer, put about $500,000, no loan, easy, intro tour, no, starter farm, yes. Now, it's going to go here. You probably won't have anything in here except these up here. Those are DLCs you can buy. I'm going to deselect because we're not putting any mods into this playthrough. Now, this is for Xbox, PC, PlayStation. Now, I won't go through all the settings and everything. This is, you get on and you're like, oh man, I just got the game. I want to check it out. It's pretty cool. There'll be a couple settings I'll show you just to make life easier. But I'll show you just the basics to get yourself going. Okay? Create your character however you want. When you're done, hit B for confirm. Okay. Now, this is your farm. Okay? You can walk all around the place on here. You got buildings, got equipment. First thing, go to settings. We're going to do some basic stuff here. Number one, autosave interval. Being new, I would keep it at 15 minutes. This way you don't lose anything you do. Time scale, put it at real. Economic difficulty, easy. You're going to get the most value for everything that you make. Traffic, turn it off for now so you don't have to mess with them. Seasonal growth, no. That means you can grow and harvest any time of the year. If you kept that on, then you would, then you would only be able to do certain things. Harvest in the orange, plant in the green. But we don't want you to have to do that. We want you to be able to plant and harvest anytime you want. Days per month, I recommend 2 days. Snow, turn off. Crop destruction, off. Periodic plow, put on. For the sake of you seeing how it's done, we'll do this at another time. For right now, fieldstone, lime, and weeds, turn off. Disaster, disable. Dirt, you can put that on whatever you want. Automatic engine, keep on. Stop and go, on. Trailer, off. Fuel usage, low. Refill, off, 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 and off. We'll show you at another time what that's about. Okay, so we're going to go back. Okay, so now what you want to do is open up the main menu, go to your map, and usually it'll bring you right to where your farm is. Make sure when you look, anything that's got a green number is yours. So these 4 fields are ours. Okay, now just because this field's large and I don't want to go through too much with that, let's just pretend you're going to work with these 3 fields here. So we're going to go here and we're going to sell. You'll get $157,000. Okay. Now, what we're going to do is take a look at our equipment. If you hit the D button left or right, it'll tab you into the equipment that you have. Anything that you can drive, it'll bring you to. Okay? So, first thing we're going to do, we're going to bring out our tractor. And we're going to go take a look at what we have. So, we currently have 2 fields that we can harvest. And we can tell that by 2 things. Number one, we can see the crop. Well, 3 things. If you go to the field, in the bottom right, it'll give you information owned by what crop type, growth, yield bonus, fertilized. Take note of the yield bonus, 37%. It has not been fertilized and it needs plowing. So that 37% yield bonus is going to be terrible. Okay. You can also check by going to your map. And if you go to the top where it says crop types, if you go to the next one, which left or right with the left stick, growth. See where it says ready to harvest is yellow? So anything here in yellow, ready to harvest. Now you see we have another field ready to harvest. Let's go take a look at what this is. This is canola, 37%. We would like that yield bonus to be 95 to 100. Okay? So, because it's still crop, we are going to go ahead and we're going to get the crop so that we can get money for it. So let's go in our combine. And this combine can be used for a lot of products, specifically grain products. Okay, so we're going to go here. Now we have the header that's attached to the back. We have to make sure in the top left corner, I'm going to hit the Y button. You're going to see the big picture of the combine highlight. Then I'm going to hit it again. You'll see the trailer highlight. Make sure the trailer is highlighted. Hit A, that it says underneath. Detach. Move forward. Bring the front, this mechanism right here. We're going to bring that to the front to attach to the header. Once we get close enough, it'll say attach, back up, and we're going to head over to the wheat field. Now, once we get to the wheat field, what we're going to do is hold left bumper, unfold harvester A. It's going to open up the chute for the holding of the wheat. We are then going to hold left bumper, lower header B. Now, disable straw swath. Make sure you disable. That's right on the D-pad. See that little mechanism come in and out of there? Disable it for now. This is just to help you guys, when you start, just learn how to use the crops and how to work the crops. Lower header, turn on combine. Now we're going to go and start collecting. Now, if you hold left bumper, right bumper, and hit B, it will go on cruise control. And it will automatically drive. All you have to do is steer. Now, typically, when you do the crops, you'll hear a lot what's called headlands. And headlands are pretty much just areas at the top and bottom of the field that you will create. So right now we're doing something at the bottom. So this row that I make here allows us, when we go up and down for the rest of this, it allows a little bit of room so that you're not off the back end of the field. Okay, it allows you to be able to have a little bit of room to guide and turn so that you can make your turns effectively. Sometimes you can be up against a fence, you could be up against a tree line. You won't always have, unless you make the room yourself, you won't always have the ability to make those turns all the way at the end of the row. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a loop around the outside, specifically top and bottom so that we have those headlands. This one here has like a turn to it, so we can actually just turn right along with this. We don't have to stop. And you can see in the right corner, we're about 30% full. Got about 2,500 liters that's in there. Keep in mind, it's only 37% yield, so it's very low. Okay, so now we've gotten to here. Now, this is where your headlands come into play, where it gives you a little bit of room to maneuver. So we're going to get turned, and we're going to go ahead and take this row. Now, once you get to the end here, this is what we were talking about with your headland. So now we can actually turn where the crop used to be, right? It makes it a little easier for us to maneuver, right? And we'll just back up and get ready to take our next row, okay? So you can do that if you want, the up-down. That's traditionally how the crops are going to get harvested. You can loop around if you want, and then just make the middle area a little bit smaller to deal with. That'll depend on how you want to do it. But traditionally, you do your headlands, and then you go up, down when it comes to your harvest. Okay, we're half full, so this holds a little over 8,000 liters. Now, if you wanted, because we're going to have to get the product out of the combine, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to turn off the header, and we're going to show you what you can do if you so choose. You can run that up and down until it fills up, and you can keep it on the field. You can bring this out. Now, if we go to our tractor, we should have a trailer somewhere. Let's see where the trailer is. Where did they put the trailer? Maybe they put it back here. There it is. Okay, I'm gonna hook up the trailer. Now you can do this on the field. You just stop your combine. Once it's full, you bring your trailer over, have the pipe open, and you can, it'll automatically drop the crop into the trailer for you. Okay, once that's loaded, we are now going to bring this and put it away for future use. So we're going to go to our silo. So if we drive over here to the silo, we will then drive over, make sure that in the settings at the very top, make sure that you have the trailer selected. If you do not, so if you go here and you don't have the trailer, if you have other devices on the tractor, if you do not have the trailer selected, it will not allow you to dump it. We're going to right bumper Y. We're going to dump that inside. Now it is kept in our silo for us to use or sell, and we'll get into that a little later. Now what I want to show you guys is something that is very helpful if you so choose. If you're on the farm by yourself and you want to run the farm or do your harvest a little more like real, okay, if you will, you can let's say we were going to start off with this field here, okay, our oat field. We're going to get lined up. We're going to put our header down. We're going to keep the header turned off. What you're going to do is you're going to go onto the field just a little bit, okay? You're going to hold the B button. And this is going to allow us to hire a worker to do this. So it says mode AI worker steering assist. We're only going to work with the AI worker. It will automatically choose the implement size right here based on what you have on the equipment. Number of headlands, it defaults to 2. So these green lines that go around, they're the headlands, okay? And it shows you the shape of the field. Work direction, you can change this if you wanted to different settings. If you want to go side to side, diagonal, always keep it automatic. Work the headlands on. If you turn it off, it's not going to do them. It's just going to do the middle. You want that on. Start with the headland or up down. Up down means it would start here and it would do the headlands last. Always start with the headlands. You're then going to hit OK. Now once you do that, if you, in the lower right hand corner where the speedometer is, all you're going to do is tap the B button. And that's going to start the worker all by himself. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go in the tractor. And since the worker is going to do that field, the harvest, all by himself, we can then drive next to him and we can have the crop automatically go. You just have to set your cruise control. Okay, we're going to wait till we get to the end of this row to do that. Stay out of his way, stay in line with him. And when you get to the end, make sure you move ahead, get out of their way. Now I'm going to hold left bumper, right bumper, and I'm going to push down on the left stick. And in the speedometer, you're going to see at the very bottom, see the number changing. It's at 6. That is your cruise control speed. Okay, that's going to show you your cruise control. So we're going to wait until he starts to do this other headland. Now he's going to start to move. Okay, he's going to get lined up again. They have trouble with the corners sometimes. Okay. Now that comes out there is not wasted. Don't worry about it. Now we're going to hit left bumper, right bumper. We're going to slow down so that we are in line. So we're going 6 miles an hour. And I'm on cruise right now. Left bumper, right bumper, hit B. And that allows you to stay on cruise control. So now I'm just going to ride along. And as he goes, he's just going to offload. Now once he gets to the bottom here, he's going to want to turn around. So we're going to get out of his way. And he's going to continue on his way. Okay? So now, what we're going to do is we're just going to let him go. Okay? Worker has it. We're just going to take this. We're going to offload this over here. And we're going to show you what happens when he just goes about his way and he gets full. Okay? But for right now, we're just going to take this and we're going to bring this product over to the silo. And we're going to dump it. Okay. Now, if you're just starting out, my recommendation is don't worry about working with animals. Just take care of your fields and crop. Get used to how that works. Okay? So with that being said, we can come over here. We have cows. Well, we want to get rid of them because we're not going to work with cows. So you go to the animal icon right here. And you're going to see this is where we can buy. Okay. If you hit the right bumper, that shows what we have. Left bumper, these are the cows that we can purchase if we want. And water buffalo. If you hit right bumper, it goes down to we can now sell the animals we have. Okay. So we're going to hit the left stick. And we're going to go and we're going to raise this up to the number 3. That's how many cows we have. And we're going to hit A to sell them. Okay, so now they've been sold. So now we don't have any cows anymore. Now what we can also do, if we wanted, if we didn't want to do cows at all, we can sell this cow pen. And to do that, you're going to hit the double window button on your controller. You're going to go down to others. Go to construction. You're going to zoom in on the cow pen. And you're going to see left. So if you're using controller, it's going to say A button. You're going to be able to rename it or sell it. Okay. If you want to sell it, you hit sell. And now you have no cow barn. It's just wide open. You can do whatever you want in this area. Okay? So now we see that we have our combine. Our worker is going to keep going. Okay, so we're going to let him go. We see over here that we have a field number 4. Fertilized is 0%, and it has been plowed. That's what this look that you'll see is the plowed look. Okay, so what we want to do is we could choose to get this field ready for seeding. So we just happen to have this tractor that is hooked up to a cultivator. And this cultivator is going to allow us to get this field prepped up so that we can cultivate it, or so that we can seed it. So we're going to go over here. We're going to hit B to lower cultivator. Oh, no, come back. We're going to hit B, lower the cultivator. And now we're going to pull the cultivator, and you see it's got a smoother ground finish to it. So that now is getting that ground set up for us to be able to plant. Once again, I'm going to go to the end. Stop. We're going to hit B. We'll raise the implement. And everything that you're doing here will be the same for this equipment or equipment that's 3-4 times as big. The only difference will be how much horsepower it takes to move it and how big your fields are. And then all we have to do is just make our way around the entire field and get it all prepped up. Sometimes you come in this game and it's like, bro, what do I do? How do I get the field ready? How do I seed in the ground? And it can be a little overwhelming. But that's why we're here. If you want to check us out on Twitter, make sure you go. We have a link to Twitter on our YouTube page. And please leave comments. Let us know what things you're having trouble with. I know there's a lot of videos out there on how to. But if you guys want me to do something specific for you, just leave a comment in the section below. Give me some kind of detail on what you're having trouble with. And we'll go ahead and we'll make a video just for you. Okay, we'll get this lined up. Hit B to drop it down. And now we have our headland and we have our sides finished. Okay, now same thing as with the combine. If you wanted, okay, you can set a worker to do this as well. It depends. If you want to do the work and you want to drive the tractor around and you want to do everything, go right ahead. But you have the opportunity. We're going to hold B. It's going to default to what it thinks it should do. We're going to tell it to do the headlands. It wants to do 4. I can't do less than that. It's a little much, but we'll let it do its thing. We tap B in the lower right corner underneath the blue and yellow bar. You see it says active. That shows that our worker is active. Looks like he's going to do up down first anyway. Okay. So we will let him take care of that. We can go back here, check in on our combine. And you can see he is 36% full. He's getting the work done for our crop. Now, let's just double check. That's your save. We want to see if we have a plow. Looks like we only have cultivator. Okay. So while we're waiting for them to do their thing, we noticed here when we go to our map, if you go to, so you have crop types, growth, soil composition, needs plowing. So anything in red is going to need to be plowed. Usually with standard crop, you can get 3 harvests before it needs to be plowed again. Okay. The plowing allows for fresh soil to be flipped over with, I guess, potentially more nutrients, and it makes for a nice soft top layer for you to be able to place the seed in and have everything kind of get absorbed into the soil. Okay, so needs plowing. Now, problem is we don't have a plow, so we have to take a look, go to the store. This is the store. Everything's in category. Okay, front loaders, front loader, telehandlers, forklifts. So we're going to go down to where it says plow. This plow here, 85 horsepower, which is, we have lower end horsepower tractor. So we're going to go ahead and we want to purchase this. Okay, so we're going to double click on it. It's going to show us what we're getting. Tells you how much it weighs, the power needed, horsepower, and then also the electrical power, kilowatts. And then it's 1.2 meters wide, and it will run at about 7 miles per hour. So we're going to go and hit buy. So now that is located at the shop. If we go to our map, we're going to look for shop icon. Shop icons are usually these right here, the basket, vehicle shop. There's a warehouse. Okay. Now you can see there's a little white implement right there. Click on that. It'll show you. There goes our plow. Okay. Now what we need to do is we need to get to the shop to go get it. Well, there's two scenarios. Number one, we could drive over, right? Take the road here, go around, go down, and go pick it up at the shop. Okay. Or if you choose, you can click on your tractor and you can hit reset. If you reset the vehicle, it will now be at the shop. We can hit the D-pad, and there you go. We are at the shop. Okay, so if you want to not do all the driving back and forth, you have to do the drive back, but you don't have to do the drive there. Now, something that you may not know that you can do, when you pick up implements on the back of your tractor, some of them, because of the weight, when you attach them, the front wheels are going to tend to lift up. Okay, now this one's not too heavy where the front's going to lift up, but it could be. So what you do is go back in the shop, and you're going to scroll to the bottom, close to the bottom, and you're going to see this here, weights, under miscellaneous. Double click, and we're going to look for a weight that we want to counter the weight of the implement that's on the back. We don't need anything real heavy. Okay, these go up 3,300 pounds. Okay, 2,500, 2,300, 1,800. So they get pretty heavy. We don't need anything too crazy. I would say we can maybe get away with going with maybe 600 pounds. Okay, so 600. I think you might, oh, you can actually modify this to be a little bit more, 600 and 1,200. You can change the color. Let's say you wanted to make it white. Okay, so we're going to do 600, and we're going to purchase that. Now, that's going to show up here at the shop. We're going to back up. Now, because the front, we have that 3-point attachment on the front, right? We have the link in the front, top, middle, and we have these two pieces on the sides. Those are called 3-point because you have link in the middle and you have links on either side. Okay, so what we have to do is pull up close to that. It'll say attach. You hit A and it attaches. So now we have a counterweight to the weight that's on the back of the tractor. So this way those front wheels will stay in contact with the ground and we won't lose traction. We won't lose the ability to steer correctly. Right? I'm going to put my cruising speed back up to 23 and we're going to head back to the farm. Now, being I played this map, I kind of remember how to get back. When you first play, it'll be a little rough. You can keep the map on in the lower left corner. If you hold left bumper and click the left stick, you can make it bigger. You can make it go away. You can make it round. You can make it square. Okay? We're going to make this left-hand turn. And then we're going to make another little left up ahead. Now you could go through there. That'll bring you into the farm also. And then we also have this spot right here. Okay. Now, take a look. Our combine is all finished. Okay. So now we're going to detach. Now, if you look at the picture in the top left, you see how the front weight is highlighted in white. We're going to hit the Y button and we're going to switch it to the back so that it drops the plow. We are then going to hook up our trailer. And because the worker is not running on the combine, when we pull up next to him, he will not open the arm to get rid of the product. So we're just going to have to pull up, come out of the tractor, and then go into the combine. We're going to hold left bumper, push down on the D-pad. That's going to bring the boom arm out, and we will offload the 5,200 liters of canola. Now again, you can drive every vehicle, do all the work yourself, just to kind of make you aware of what you can do. Now left bumper, and then down on the D-pad to close. Now at this point, you can set up your worker on your wheat field if you so choose, or you can empty out the trailer and then come back here and do the work yourself. I will show you this here where we will go and we will get the worker. Now, because we already started the field, the worker's going to have to reset to the field. So we're just going to leave everything as is, and we're going to tap B. And he's going to work through the stuff we already did, but he's got to get himself set so that he can pick up where we left off. So if you do this and you see him kind of maneuvering around, looks like, why is he going where we already were? It's because we already did this stuff and he has to kind of get through the outer edges and get to where we left off. So now, if you take a look, our worker pretty much almost has this field done, right? He's got to go down, over, and back up. So what we're going to do while we're waiting for him to finish, we're going to take our crop, we're going to go put it away. And this is your very introductory scenario for playing Farm Sim. If you follow this and you start to explore or you watch other videos, this will get you started. This is the root basic scenario for you to do your Farm Sim playthrough. And you can just stick to this if you wanted, or you can venture out as you start to learn things and start to do bigger crops, bigger fields, turn things into what you want them to be. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to bring the trailer over here. We're going to detach the trailer. And we're going to hook up to our plow. Now remember, the field we just harvested, that it had to be plowed. Okay? So we're going to come over to our field. We're going to lower the plow. And as we go, you're going to see it's going to tear up the ground. And you can see how it rips up the ground, turns it over, and it gets it to where it looked like when we were over on that field. Okay? Now, once again, come here. We can hold the B button. We can tell this to work this field for us. Usually when you do plowing, you do the headlands last. You don't have to do them first. It'll default to up, down first. Or you can just tell it to do the headland first. It does not matter. Realistically, you do the headlands last when you plow, but you don't have to. We can hit B. It will start him back up. He will move to the top of the field. He will reset himself. He might decide he's going to go. There you go. So he's going to go across. Now in the top right corner, it says AI Worker H has completed their task. See it underneath the amount of money we have up top? That's letting you know that one of your workers is done. Now we can tab to that worker who is finished. We can now take this implement, because we're going to need it over on that field after it's plowed, right? We can take this, we can bring it over to where the trailer is. And we can have it here if we want for when it's ready to do the work on that field. Now, field prep. Yeah, field prep is very important to make your crops to maximize what your crops give you. If you do anything here short-sighted or forget something, the result is going to be low. So remember over here, 37%, no fertilizing, right? That wasn't done. So what we need to do, this field now is ready. If we take a look at our field situation, we're going to go to growth. See this little button right here, seed bed. See how that shows in a teal color? That means there is a seed bed on that field. So that field now is ready to accept seed. We're going to hop in our tractor. We're going to go grab our seeder, which is in our barn right here. Not a fan of this barn. It's yeah, it's not very user friendly, but it's the one you get when you start. So we're going to back up and we're going to hook up to this. Okay. Now, on the right hand side above the speedometer, see it says wheat. Okay, but it has no seed. If we pull up this bag right here, that is your seed bag. Big bag, 1,000 liters of seeds. We're going to pull up with our seeder. And in the top left corner, you're going to see, it'll say refill. You see the flaps opened up on the seeder. So we just push down on the left stick, click it, and it will start to automatically pull the seeds from the bag, and it will load it into the seeder. Okay. Now, some seeders that you get will have a seed bucket and a fertilizer bucket so that you can seed and fertilize at the same time. This does not have that. So we're going to detach our cedar. We have to get a fertilizer spreader. So we are going to go to the store, fertilizer spreaders right here. Now we don't need a real big one like this. Okay, we're going to grab this small one. We're going to hit buy. Now you also need to make sure you buy fertilizer. Now you have solid, you have lime, you have a bag, you have liquid, herbicide, and liquid. Liquid, we're not going to mess with. We're just going to deal with solid fertilizer. We're going to buy one bag. You can buy multiple. We're just going to buy one for now. We're going to hit buy. Okay. Now you remember from earlier, come out of your vehicle, go to your map, click on your vehicle, reset. Hit OK, and then tab over, and you're ready to pick up. Okay. We will go back. Refill spreader. Okay, it took 300. So now that bag, we're not going to be able to take that with us. But you'll be able to, there's ways to take it with you, okay? You can lift it up, put it on trailer. You can't lift it personally. You would have to get like a front fork to lift it, or you would just drive back and forth. In a later video, we'll show you some things you can do to help yourself with that. You could also get a bigger fertilizer spreader so it holds more of the fertilizer in it. But yeah, the game wants you to use equipment to do those things. There are mods you can use that'll help you where you can lift it up by hand. Those I find valuable. But for this purpose, we're just going to drive over. Now, with that being said, I will show you what we showed you originally in the settings menu, where you can have it auto buy so that you don't have to refill this all the time. Okay, so what we're going to do is come over here and we're going to line this up. Now, in the left-hand corner, underneath your controls, you're going to see at the bottom it says partial width 14.0 meters, and it's got 4 green bars. That means this will spread 14 meters wide. So if we hold the left bumper, lower spreader, move forward, and then hit the X button, you will see that will do 14 meters wide, and it covers, so you got to make sure you cover the area of the field, right? You don't want to leave anything uncovered, but it'll change color for you. Now we can stop that, and like before, hold the B button. We can allow it to do this with the worker. It will reset itself, and it will start to do the fertilizing for you. Now you see the fertilizer on the right side. As you use it, it will count down how much it's using and what you have left. Okay. Now I'll show you. I'll let that do its thing. And you'll see it'll start to count down. Okay. Now if I hit the B button to stop him, I'm going to move him back. If we were to go into our settings and we go to AI workers, fertilizer, and we tell it to buy, and we hit B to start the worker back up, you'll notice the number will not go down. It'll stay at 250. But in the top right corner, you're going to see your money drop down. What it's doing is, as it uses the fertilizer, it just automatically rebuys to replace it. Now, some people say that it costs more when you do it that way. The play style is going to be determined by how you want to play it. Me personally, I almost always have them rebuy, because having to stop and reload, because these things will empty fairly quickly, it starts to get a little daunting. But you can play it any way you want. You want to have them buy, you have them buy it. This way you only have to buy it once, put it in there. You don't even have to fill it up. You can put 10 liters of something in there. As long as you never use it yourself, it'll stay. But those are options for you as the player, okay? You come in, if you want to do everything yourself, you do it. Have fun and enjoy yourself. I'm just giving you different ideas so that you can't say, wow, I wish I would have known that before. I probably could have got a lot more done using the workers. You can do this any way you choose. The world is for you to run it the way you want. You can do every spec of this farm sim yourself. You can do the lifting of the bags, you can do the fertilizing, spreading, you can do the crop, everything you can handle yourself. Now, top right corner, AI worker F has a full tank. We're going to tab to the other worker. Now, look at that. He's got 8,000 liters in there, ready to go. Now, unfortunately, my tractors at the time are being used. So we're going to let this guy finish. Now, he may or may not go and fix that little strip over there that we messed up. Well, let's see if he does. No. Okay. So because he didn't make that error, he does not see that error. So we're going to go over and we're going to fix it ourselves. Turn this on. And you can see now that is all, it all has like a wet look to it. So now this whole field is finished. Okay, we're going to bring this over here. Going to detach. We're going to go pick up our trailer. And we're going to bring the trailer over to the combine. And what we're going to do is we're going to offload. And then once he's done offloading, if we have room, we're going to follow him to finish off the last little bit of this row and the field. Okay, so we're going to go up here. He is going to, since he stopped, he will offload everything first before he starts back up. Now, I think this holds 8,000 liters, so we may have to empty it before we can come back and finish up with them. Okay, so you can see we're 100%, so we're going to have to go and offload. Once again, this is just for you to store the product until you decide what you're going to do with the product. Okay, and we'll show you that later on. We're going to dump that out. And everything in the game scales, so if you wanted to be able to make bigger fields, you then can get bigger equipment. You have bigger tractors that can pull bigger trailers. You'll have combines that can hold more liters. So there's a lot that you can do to scale everything upward. Okay, so we'll pull up here. We have to jump out, go in combine. We're going to bring the pipe out. And we're going to empty out what's in there. Put the pipe in. We're going to drive away because now everything on our farm has been harvested. We have the canola field done. The wheat field is done. The field in the middle was already harvested and plowed. We cultivated it. We have the seed bed now that's ready. We're going to take this and we're going to put the header back on the trailer. You don't have to have the trailers if you don't want them. If you're going to be moving from field to field, it's kind of good to have it. So what you do is detach. It'll drop on and you'll see it kind of snap in place. Once it snaps in place, it's secured. And you don't have to tow it with the combine. You could tow it with the trailer if you wanted. So let's say you were just going to drive this over here and get this put away like so. Okay, we will go now and empty the rest of this wheat. And if you remember when we looked at the map, it said that that field that we just left needs to be plowed also. Now, whether or not you buy multiple implements is up to you. We will go here. We will dump. Okay. Now, as far as that goes, we will not be needing the trailer at this point because everything is finished. So normally I would pull this into the shed, but for now we'll just take this little opening. I know it's near a door. We'll just take this and just place that there. Okay, so now if you look at your map, you will see middle field. Remember, we have to go to our soil composition. Highlight fertilized, and you see it's fertilized. We have a little piece missed right there, but that was on me because I was showing you guys how to set that up with the AI and all that. Okay, needs plowing. You can see he's got all that done. This field needs to be done. So now we have a seed bed, we have our fertilizer. If you now wanted to put seed, you can then hook up your seeder. Let's bring our seeder over to the field. Now we're going to get out and we're going to take a look at the ground. Now you see it says fertilized 50%. So that means it's going to need 2 coats. Problem is you cannot fertilize and then fertilize right over top again. You have to put the seed in the ground, and I usually recommend you wait until the first stage of growth of the product in the field. Okay, so now we had wheat, we had canola. If you want, get in the tractor. If you hold the left bumper, and you hit Y, it'll cycle through on the right side above the speedometer. You have barley, oat, canola, rice, oilseed, grass, peas, and it'll cycle through everything that you can put in the ground with this seeder. Some seeders will give you different product to put in, okay? Some seeders are not seeders, they're called planters. They do like potatoes and sugar beets, okay? For this one, let's go and we'll put oat, since we haven't done oat. Same thing. You can decide to do this yourself. Place the implement down, turn on seeder, and it will start to seed. You'll see the seeds dropping in the quantity section there, right? Or you can hold B, have him do the headlands first, hit B again, he will reset, and the worker will do it for you. Now, while he's resetting, I'm going to take you over here. Now, this section right here is not planted, but this one is. So now, look at our percentage. Just because we did the 50% fertilize, you can see our percentage now is 72%. That's much higher than the 37% we got on the other fields. So already, just doing the plow that was already done, because it needed it, and doing just one stage of fertilizing, you can already see that our percentage now is a lot higher. It's almost double, right? No, it's actually 37. That'd be 74%. So it's almost double. Okay. So what that's going to do is, once we do the other percentage or the other fertilization state, that'll be 100% fertilized, and the yield bonus will give us a new number. Now, if you notice, after you've seeded, there's a little thing in the green there that says needs rolling. Okay? The needs rolling is something that you can do if you choose to. If you don't want to, you don't have to. If you want to maximize your yield and get it as close to 100%, you want to do the rolling. What the rolling does is it kind of acts like a big metal rolling wheel that pushes everything kind of down into the soil and kind of makes it that, everything's good. It's all down into the soil, and it just gives your soil that sometimes if there's little stones on there, it'll push them down into the ground so they don't harm your equipment or anything like that. So you could use a roller if you want. We don't have one, but if you wanted, you can go here to rollers. And you could go and you could buy this roller, and you could roll the field. Okay? We will let him continue around. Now, is it necessary to do the rolling? The percentage, if I remember correctly, is about 2.5% to 3%. I think it might be 3%. If you don't do the rolling, usually you get to 97% yield, which is significantly higher than what it had when we started the map, right? It was at 37% on those other fields. So we've already are getting more, right? So it's up to you when you play if you decide to do it. They do have a mod in the mod hub that if you wanted to use, it says it replaces the need to do rolling. Again, you'll be able to set things up the way you want to set them up. It's your farm, it's your map. Play it the way you want. Experiment, try different things, see how it goes. And if you like it, you like it. If you don't, you want to do something different, you do something different. Okay, so he's going to continue on his way, and he's going to get all the seeds sowed in. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, when he's done, this row. I'm just going to let him finish this row. I'll let him do the second headland around. And then I'll stop him just so you guys can see the difference in the fertilizing, not fertilizing, and what that is going to mean. Okay, so we'll let him finish this, and then he's going to go up to the top. Once he gets up to the top, we'll stop him. All right, so he should have one more row, I think, that he's going to do on the left side, heading back to the barn. And again, these are all things that, you know, experiment. Leave comments below if there's something you're still having a struggle with. Let me know if you got past this and it worked for you. Say, hey, you know, crew, I appreciate it. It worked out real well for me. I didn't use the AI. I did it myself, but I still had a good time. Can you please show me how to do grass, let's say? Certainly do it. Okay, so we're not going to do the rest of the field. Just for time purposes, we're going to let him come off the field. Okay, but what we're going to do is we are going to go over here. We're going to detach the seeder. We're going to attach the fertilizing unit. Now, you've noticed that when we go into our, make sure that's highlighted, those green arrows. Soil composition, take that off. Remember, fertilize. So if you notice in the fertilize section, see here, you have a light blue and a dark blue. We are light blue, that's dark blue. That means we only have 50%, one stage. We have to do two. So you say, okay, let me go over here. I'm going to do the second stage. So we're going to go down. We're going to make sure that what we just seeded. Now normally you would do this after the whole field is done, but I want to show you guys an example. We're just going to do this row. Now we'll turn that off. We're going to go back in here. And you're going to notice now that that's dark blue. Okay. You see it's changed color. And what we're also going to do is we're going to jump out. Make sure you look at what it says. Okay. Now you see this here. Yield bonus now went from 72 to 95. 95% bonus. Says needs rolling. That's why we are not at 100. Okay? If we wanted to be at 100, we would have to do the rolling. Actually, no. You know what? There's a thing in here that's called mulching that it doesn't give you the readout for that. So I apologize. If we rolled, it would go to 97%. Okay, so we're going to get in the tractor. Now let's just pretend that we just took care of the entire field. Okay, it's all seeded. We added the other fertilizer. It's ready to go. So now what we have to do is we have to get ready and let it grow. So what we're going to do is we're going to drive to the house. Everything's done. We now need it to grow. We're going to go to the house and you're going to see the Z button here. We're going to click the left stick. We're going to tell it we want to sleep until 9 a.m. Now, when you sleep, for anything to happen to the fields, you must sleep through 1 month. So we have 2 days set as a month. Okay. See, now we're in September because when we started, we were in the middle of August. Okay. So we're going to go jump in our tractor. Since we have 1 month that has gone by, we are now going to see growth on our field. Now, this is the first stage of growth. Now, if you look, yield bonus 72%. That is on these areas here that only had 50% fertilizing. If you go over here, it says 95%. And you can see where we didn't go, there is nothing. Okay? So, now when you look at your map, you're going to go to growth. It's not yellow, doesn't say ready to harvest. It's in one of the shades of green. So we have to wait for those shades of green to turn into an orange color. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back. Now, if you want to see how long a crop may take to grow, you can go into your settings. So when you look at it now, right here, if you were to look at oat at the bottom, and you have no idea when you plant it and when it's ready to harvest, how long it takes to grow. If you go to settings and just switch seasonal growth to on, you can then go on your map, on your calendar, and you can look. Oat planting is in the green. So if, let's say we planted in March or April, you have May, June, and then the 3rd month, it's ready for harvest. So oat grows very fast. Make sure you go back in your settings, turn that off, because we don't want to work with seasons right now. So what we have to do is we have to sleep September, October. So I think, about November, it should be ready. So this is September 1st. Now it's September 2nd. We're going to sleep again. It's October 1st. If we hit the button, go to growth, you can see it's still in the green. So we're going to sleep 1 more month. Okay. We're going to sleep day 2. Now, during this time, if you wanted to do other things, get contracts, take care of your animals, stuff like that, you can certainly do it. If you wanted to work on your other fields, you can certainly do it. Right? We're just trying to show you the quick way of how this works. Okay, so we're almost green, or we're almost yellow. We have a dark green. Still going to be dark green, right? Because we can get through the month. Now, once we get through this month here, we should be in the yellow. Now, oat is a very good crop to do early game. Okay, here we are in December. Now you see it's yellow. Let's head over. It's a very good, you get good money for it. It grows very fast. There we go, see? So now, this crop is ready to harvest. 72% over there where we didn't do the second fertilizing state, and 95% over here. Okay, so very simple, right? Make sure you field prep. If it needs to be plowed, plow it. When you're done plowing, cultivate it. When you're done cultivating, spray it with your fertilizer if it needs it. Then put your seed into the ground. Once you're done seeding, fertilize it the second time. If you choose to roll it, roll it. If you don't want to roll it, that's okay. But you should at least, if you do the bare minimum, get 95% yield. And that'll happen every time. Okay? So, I hope that that was helpful. Please, again, leave comments. Make sure you hit the like. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. And let us know what else you want to learn. Look forward to seeing you all again. Hope to talk to you in the comments. Have a great and amazing time on your farm. And keep a lookout for the FS25 Academy. And we thank you and have a great day.